thank you very much for making time to share your insights into the future of leadership.
Right.
Can you please tell us, where did you start your career?
Where as in place, or where as in?
Well, where is in place? Maybe also give us a little bit more of your background. Where did you grow up, and then where did you start your career?
So I come from the northern province, Limpopo.
Right.
I grew up in the province of Limpopo, and I would say my career as a leader started when I was a student activist.
Okay.
And then went on through various leadership roles at university, and then until I started my professional career, which was in the old Department of Post and Telecommunications.
Yes, and Mpho, can you tell us, as you grew up, what was your dream career?
I had many, but probably the one that was consistent was I always wanted to be part of the diplomatic corps. I wanted to be a diplomat.
Of the diplomatic corps?
Yes, I've always wanted to be a diplomat.
Ah, that's interesting. And can you tell us today, you are one of the most accomplished business leaders in the country. Can you tell us, who was your source of inspiration? Who inspired you early on?
I had many sources. My own father was a source of inspiration. My grandfather, both my grandparents were in their own right pioneers for their generation, so they were inspiration. The spiritual teachers in my church were an inspiration. So I had multiple sources of inspiration.
Right. And what would you say is driving you today?
Yes, my response is the quest to make a difference.
Okay. And Mpho, talking about the future of leadership, can you tell us, what does the future of leadership mean to you?
Well, I'm not certain that we can really successfully talk about the future of leadership. Perhaps the question is, what kind of future should leaders be wanting to create today? That for me is more the question, because leadership will always be there. Leadership will always be a phenomenon. The ethics of it will always be more or less the same. All that changes is if you like, the scenery is what changes in terms of new generations coming to the fore with either different aspiration or different energies.
Right. So what? Yeah.
What changes? Whatever changes is the context. So the future context of leadership will be shaped more and more clearly by the fourth industrial revolution, by a digitized, ever digitizing world, by different ways of interacting with people. As soon as people start interacting with artificial intelligence and we get into the world of robotics, doing most of the analytical work, and once the fourth industrial revolution really kicks in, leaders are going to find that they have to become more technologically and digital savvy. And I think there will be a diminishing environment of emotional intelligence. So leaders have to invest more in their own emotional intelligence and enabling others to embrace their own emotional intelligence.
And what is the future you would like to see leaders to create?
Well, we must create an environment where people are at peace. We must create an environment where people are aligned with their surroundings and therefore more respectful of the environment. We must create an environment where mutual respect among different people is a prevalent occurrence. And we must create an environment where young people are driven to new heights of innovation.
And Mpho, when you speak to aspiring leaders, what is it you tell them they should focus on for future-proofing their career, if that is possible?
For future what career?
When you speak to aspiring leaders, what is it you tell them they should focus on for future-proofing their career?
Exactly what I've just said about my previous response also covers that.
Right. What is it, again, when you speak to future leaders, how do you advise them they should go about using social media?
Well, they should embrace it. They should know how it works rather than be adverse to it. So they must make full use of it and get to know it and embrace it.
Right. And as a mentor to many future leaders throughout your career, can you maybe share a success story where you mentored somebody and that person took your advice to heart?
There's many examples, too many examples. And I think that I can't mention names because I don't have their permission to do so. But I have mentored many people who've grown from junior trainees to CEOs today. I've mentored people who used to live life in a very unfulfilling way, and today they live full and fulfilled lives. So, because I don't have anybody's permission to mention their names, it's a bit difficult to do so, but all I can tell you is it's a very fulfilling thing to do, to see someone embrace your advice and see them grow to become a great leader.
Right. And when it comes to role models of leadership, are there any role models that you would advise future leaders should study and maybe learn from?
Well, firstly, you must learn and study from yourself because you are your own best teacher. As a first step, that's where I believe most leaders should focus.
Right.
We can all learn, I believe, a lot from the greatness of Nelson Mandela. I think he's a leader whose value system, whose upbringing can teach us a lot, especially as African leaders. I think we can all learn a lot from someone like President Mbeki, especially if you want to look at independent thinking in leadership and leadership that is driven by rich intellect and foresight. I think in various environments of traditional leadership, also in our own villages, in our own local governments, there's always things to learn.
Right. And can you tell us, how can our listeners connect with you? And where can they follow you?
I have a personal website, www.lion3, all letters one word, lion letter word 3 one word, .co.za.
lion3.co.za. And last but not least, Mpho, is there one thing that you would really like to ask future leaders to take to heart and implement in their own leadership?
Well, in the South African context, I think we all must be conscious that we are losing our sense of Ubuntu, and we must rekindle that spirit of Ubuntu.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your insights and your wisdom into leadership. And thank you for helping us to build a better world.
No, great, thanks. I look forward to the write-up of what you're compiling.
Thank you so much.